Hey guys, what's up? It's Bella here from Earth. Thanks for watching this video. In the last video that I had posted, I mentioned that I felt the need and the call to kind of put myself out there and to create those videos because it was a time where we all needed someone or a group of people just to let us know it'll be okay. Not to panic, to kind of offset the panic and the worry, the anxiety. And so I also said that I would come on and, as needed from spirit. When I feel the call, then, I'll kind of jump on here. And so definitely I've been feeling the call um, to kind of come on here. And before, I'm just gonna pull a few cards, and but before I do that, I wanna say something. I have something to say. I think that I'm gonna title this video like "We Got Ourselves Here." Now what? What can we do? Or something along those lines. And I don't want to upset people with that title. I kind of just want to plant a seed, if you will. I want to plant a seed in people's minds. And what I mean by the title is, yes, as a collective, everything that we experience, everything that comes into our experience, we manifest and we attract it. So although it's sad, I think that a large reason why I'm not active on social media is because I'm an empath and my heart just feels so heavy with all the sadness. But so I kind of just been silent. I don't want to take in too much of the media and all of that stuff, but everything that we attract, everything that we experience, we attract. We call that to us as a collective. And so I kind of want to plant that seed, and I kind of want to ask you this. We got ourselves here. How is our world going to look like? Because clearly this is a cry for help. We want equality. And so I'm going to ask you this. The world is listening. How do you see the future? What kind of a future do you want for yourself? And then line up to that. What is it going to take to get there? Let's focus on that. Because maybe violence isn't, the answer. But then on the other hand is, without the violence, maybe some of the people implicated wouldn't have been charged and all of that stuff. But I'm going to ask you this. We got ourselves here because we saw the need for equality. How are we going to get ourselves out? And by that, I mean, what kind of a future do you want for yourself, for your children, and for their children? And let's work on that. Let's work on getting ourselves there emotionally, vibrationally. Let's start now. Those of us light workers, the new earth. Maybe you knew what this entailed. Maybe you knew the events. Maybe you knew what was coming. I didn't know specifically. But, I just wanted to plant that seed. I'm happy that, all of these, it's sad. It's sad because so many people are victims of things that they shouldn't be victims to. Unnecessary, if I could speak, unnecessary violence and stuff like that. But this is precisely what is going to get us to this place of equality, justice, of love, of this new earth. And so now that the world is listening, let's focus on what it is that we want, All right, so I think that you get the picture. All right. So I'm just praying over the cards, and I'm asking God, please wipe these cards clean of any energy that was stuck in them. Also doing a little bit of Reiki and washing the energy away from the cards, giving it up to Source, replacing the cards' energy with love unconditionally from Source, from God. I'm gonna ask my spirit teams of angels to come and assist. For today's reading, I kind of felt like I wanted to use the zombie tarot. And so it's funny because this was the card on top. And I wasn't, normally I cut and I shuffle, you know, different. And so this, I pulled the card because I wanted to show you what deck I was using. And it's just funny. It's just funny that it's the Ace of Swords. We have two, you know, polar opposites. One's dead, one's alive, but they're agreeing on some thought. Coming together. Way forward, new way of thinking, new agreed upon way of thinking. Let's focus on that. That's awesome. You can't make that shit up. So, in what way? In what way can we come together and focus on this new thought and this new system of justice, of equality? What does that look like specifically? And maybe some of you, you know, haven't thought that far, but maybe that's kind of what I'm here to kind of bring forth, you know, how specifically do you want the world that we live in to look like? All right, so I'm just gonna ask for a few cards. All right, guides and God, I'm here. So this card came out. That's one. And you know what's funny? This is so, you can't make this up. I was going to have, normally I don't have a card that I have just set aside. Kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but it was going to be the overall arching energy of this reading, this spread. And I was going to use the regular deck, and I was going to pull the Five of Wands, because there you see people, you know, fighting, going against each other. And I was going to have that as just kind of like, zoning into the energy. And it's funny that it came out. All right, so, and I'll read into that just a little bit, but what other cards you got for me, God? What can I tell everybody right now? What do you want me to say? Okay. So I pulled out 6 cards. And I'll pull some clarifiers. Bottom of the deck is, what's this? The Chariot. So definitely, the Chariot is here saying, we're forging ahead. It's just, I knew this deck was appropriate. I just knew it. I felt it. The Chariot is here saying, you know, first it's a major arcana card. So that's just telling me that this energy that we're working with is meant to cause, it's meant to be a big energetic transitional period in our lives. So that's definite. The Chariot is here saying, we've gone through a lot, okay? We've gone through a lot. And if you realize, you know, people are dead here, they've, I'm assuming, you can't really see behind, but I'm assuming they've gone through this really tough time getting to this point, with a lot of war, bumpy roads. But what are they heading into? And the fact that they're heading, I mean, their car could have broken down. They could have, something could have happened to them where they're just, you know, they themselves are dead. But one, the car is still running, so they're still moving forward. That's indicative of, we're going to move forward. And look what they're heading into. You know, it doesn't look like it's plagued with any, just anything that they don't want, pretty much. So moving ahead, moving forward into better days, better weeks, better months, better years. They are learning how to navigate through the uncertainty. They're learning how to navigate through the unwanted, learning how to navigate themselves emotionally in order to get to where they want to head to. Okay. All right, so the overall energy, as I said, this card came flying out, Five of Wands. This is battle. This is opposing forces kind of fighting with each other, kind of, you know, arguments. And I mean, and clearly this didn't need to come out for you to know that that's what's happening. Isn't it, just side note, isn't it wonderful to see the unity that is coming about because of this movement? And not just in America, because I feel like in America, this was long overdue, but the unity in other countries, countries that, I mean, did we even think that that was going to be, that would happen? No, which is awesome, right? So clearly I wanted to pull this out before I knew I was using this deck. So clearly this is the energy right now. Opposing forces, people getting hurt, clashes. What side are you on? Kind of vibes. What side are you on? All right. So the Ace of Hazards is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is new beginnings, new beginnings, new money. So I feel like, I'm going to pull a clarifier card for that, but I get two feelings. One is clearly the way that things have gone and has been financially motivated, meaning the greed from the elite, from the top few, 1% or whatever. They didn't want to share their wealth, therefore they kept things going the way they were. The other thing that I got almost instinctively was this financial reset. So I'm just pulling out a clarifier card to see which one of the two I'm kind of feeling more like. But from the ground, you see hands coming up with a lot of money. And so I think that we'll see a lot of people I feel like the wealth will be dispersed and distributed a little bit more, you know, than it's currently been. So the clarifier card we got for that was the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune kind of tells me this has been a long time coming. This needs to happen. In order for us to be able to get to this new earth, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. It needs to happen where money isn't everything. Money isn't, because it's really, I kind of lost my train of thought. I was receiving information. So it's like, it kind of, this reset financially is meant to happen, because without it, it has been going on for so long, and money, it just needs to be looked at in a different way. It needs to be, what money can buy for you isn't why we're here on earth. And so I feel, you know, and as we saw with things closing, businesses closing, we kind of shifted our perspective to, for example, grocery store workers, Walmart employees, I'm sure were looked at completely different post-pandemic, post everything. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, there's just this new, one is just financial reset, but two is where our values are going to be a little bit different. And I feel like all of this is leading into this. These are all fated events. So in order for us to get to that new earth, this needs to happen, not to fear it. There's going to be a little bit more distribution of money. Maybe people will come into their power and realize how to get it. But also just, we're going to realize that money isn't everything. There's a lot that we need to learn within that. Money can't do that for you. So a shift in focus in and it's actually not the first time that I heard that, so that's going to be interesting to see that. Then we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is this young energy, so it can be a message. It can be a new, what I'm feeling with this is we have the opportunity right now to fill our cups. Fill our cup. We have a page here, so it's a young energy. Fill our cups with our heart's desires. It's kind of like what I was saying in the beginning. Fill your heart and kind of keep your heart full of what you want to see going forward, right? So it's kind of like we have this energy of, we have a real opportunity here to build the world that we want to see. So what does that look like? A lot of people have the opportunity to share their feelings, to share their emotions, to share their hearts. A lot more people are listening. And so now is the time to focus on that end goal, end result, right? And let it be known. Work towards those solutions, but the main thing is making sure that whatever we want for our futures, making sure that it's coming from a place of love and not fear. You know, not fear, not anger, not hatred. And so it's getting to that point of healing all of that stuff that's in the way within. And then building. We have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of major arcanas that are coming out. So with the Page of Cups, we have the Justice. Don't worry about the justice. Don't worry about, you know, the karma and what people you feel doing to people or giving people what they deserve as a result of the injustices. God is going to handle that. As a matter of fact, their energy is going to handle that for themselves. Because the universe is just. The universe is fair. The universe is going to give you what you put out. So let's not worry about giving people their, you know, trying to take justice into our own hands, because that's already taken care of. Right? Getting down to the root of our hearts, our finding that love within us. There's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of dense and heavy energies. But if we can get down to the root of our hearts and heal some of that and just hold the image of what it is you want the future to look like and start building, congregating with others who might share similar feelings and working towards that, creating little communities or giving back to people that, or supporting businesses that you see hold the vision that you want, you know, in your life. Then we have the King of Pentacles, King of Hazards. And so what I'm feeling with this is somebody held on to their money too tightly and now they're screwed. And I feel like this isn't just one person. I feel like it's, like I said, it's the greed from the top 1-2%. Held on a little bit too closely, and now this person got, you know, bit. Now he's dead. Now you can't even enjoy your money because you held on too tight. And you know, you could have given back. You could have done this. You could have done that. You didn't, because you were allowing greed to rule your decisions. That ended up screwed. It's kind of like what I'm saying, justice. They're gonna get theirs, don't worry. Just a clarifier for that. You held on to money and now you can't even enjoy the money. Now you can't even enjoy the money. All right, clarifier card is the Ace of Cups. Okay. So now I feel maybe there's a shift that might be happening with some of these people. Now they might, you know, the elite will, you know, will also try to fund some of these campaigns going on that kind of, we see more of an equilibrium, sorry. Yeah, I'm almost feeling like there might be a different meaning in this for So new beginnings, clearly, you know, like I said, the elite holding on to their money so tightly that's kind of, that's just been, it's about time that's shifted. I feel, like I said, just partnering up with local I almost feel, because I pulled another clarifier card, which was the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I almost feel like there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a shift. So this card talks about partnership, right? And new beginnings, new relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic. But I feel like this, we clearly, there's gonna be, I feel like this is saying there's gonna be a shift from male dominance in, you know, the world to a little bit more female. It's a little bit more female. Females just, we know how to run stuff, you know, because we're fair. And if we have our emotions in check, then you know, we're very considerate, we're compassionate, we're sympathetic, we're understanding, we're savvy, you know how to get things done. So yeah, so new partnerships, but also I just feel like a shift from male dominance to a little bit more female dominance, which is awesome, you know? I feel like with the female energy, we're going to be able to receive all of the new energy that's coming in for the new earth. You know, we have to receive. We have to open ourselves up to, there's a balance, right? There's duality in everything. But I feel like right now, what's more important is for us to receive, to just allow and surrender. And I feel like that's why we're moving into a more female-oriented, dominant, or I don't even want to use the word dominant, but I'm gonna use it for lack of a better word, more female-dominant. Now, I don't know if this is a country. I'm assuming this is country. It could be worldwide, but for now, I'm gonna say country. World. Okay, then that's that. So that's going to be very interesting to see. That's cool. So the Six of Cups was the next card. And after we move from male to female and make that the dominant energy, then we're going to start remembering what it feels like to be a child, to be limitless, to be worryless, to be joyful and happy, not concerned, not pressed, not worried, not fearful, not anxious, not depressed. That's awesome. I think I did hear that, actually, that there's going to be a shift in kind of the energy that's dominant, you know. Okay, that one once came out. New beginnings. New beginnings, but also you're embarking on a new journey, which is obviously new earth, new future, but you lack the fear. Like I was saying, you're just so trusting. Nothing, man, you don't have a concern in the world. You are so fulfilled. You are so happy. You're remembering what it's like to not have, you know, any real discord in your heart. You know, that's awesome. That's only going to come after this moment, Tower moment. Another major arcana. Heavy major arcanas. Tower moment is, you know, basically, oh wow, 2. Once we go within, that's when we'll get this Tower moment. Tower is, you know, you have this basically a tragedy in the Tower, and you, in the other cards, you see the Tower light up in flames, and basically it's the destruction of a foundation in your life that you, it happens quite quickly, but although it's scary and it's maybe, you know, it's confusing, you're worrisome, it's for your greater good, because you're ultimately letting go of things that really are holding you back from this, which is great. So we're gonna have a Tower moment, and that comes from introspection. That comes from introspection. That comes from you taking the time to kind of look at things from a different perspective, going within, working on things that maybe if you have a lot of pain that you have, that you now would be a good time to speak to some people, although the Hangman kind of, you know, you're kind of doing this alone. But either way, whatever works for you. Then the last card we have is the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Hazards. I'm just feeling stability. That's what I feel with that. Stability. Stability. And we have the Hierophant, which is perfect. Isn't this perfect? You have a picture here of a living room and a family in a living room. And then we have like a TV. The Hierophant is, you know, in other decks you would see 2 people on either side of the card, and they're kind of learning, they're coming together and learning from a teacher, a spiritual master. But what I'm feeling is, you know, this family here is watching TV. They're being directed, they're being guided by the TV, by whoever's on the TV. You don't have opposing forces, you don't have fake news, you don't have any of that, you know. So what I'm seeing is we're gonna have stability, because people are gonna, once they do the work, we're gonna get to a point where vibrationally we're gonna be able to follow spirit. We're gonna be able to talk and follow God's guidance ourselves. And being okay. Like I said, I felt stability here. I felt like, you know, once we shift from where we are now to getting all of our love, getting all of our attention, getting all of our good feeling thoughts and feelings from God, that's going to help us also create what we want. But internally, it's going to do wonders. It's going to shift. It's going to shift and get rid of the fears, which fears and hatred is what got us to this point here. But with these two, I feel like that's nowhere here at all. We're going to be much more stable within ourselves, because we know how to connect to God, how to receive the guidance, how to feel good, how to give ourselves love and also give other people love, how to give ourselves the attention. By giving ourselves the attention first, and By that I mean you care about where you're getting your, for example, are you letting fear and hatred run and create the life that you see around you? Or are you letting love do that for you? And here this is saying we're going to shift from where we are now to we're going to open ourselves up and let love guide us. This is the proof that, yeah, justice, equality, more love, less hate. This is coming. That's awesome. Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting for me because, like I said, my heart has been super heavy, and it's just really tough to see. Well, I don't even see, but if, for example, if I'm at work and I hear everything that's going on, that's all people want to talk about. And I don't blame them. It's a big, big part of what's going on right now. I don't blame them. It's just, it's hard to kind of avoid. So, to hear everything that's going on, and I'm glad, and I salute people who are doing what they're doing. They're making themselves be heard. Finally, they're getting heard. So to go from that to then now this, it brings me a lot of joy, and I can't wait to see all the unfolding of it, to be honest. But yes. So I guess what I was here to tell you all was, don't worry. Have faith, trust that what you want for the world, for the future, for your children, for their children and their children, is going to happen. Equality, love for all, equal opportunity, equality. That's going to happen. But now, instead of focusing on the violence, now that the world is listening, now how do you want to shape your future? And let's kind of line up with that. Don't line up against it. Don't focus in on the hurt. Focus on the love in your heart, and let that create the world you want to see. And align to that and nothing else. And that's how we'll get here. Well, guys, it's been real. I will catch you guys next video. And again, I'll be on here as I feel the call. So I hope you guys are safe and well. And I will see you guys next time. Sending you much love. Bye.